the ultimate beginner's guide to budgeting and saving. Budgeting and saving money are areas that many people grapple with. But with discipline and consistency, it is possible. We are in a digital era where people's lives are displayed on social channels. Still, most don't understand that the majority only post highlights of their lives, leaving the reality behind the scenes. So, don't try to copy what others are doing by living beyond your means or borrowing. Create a life that you'll be proud of several years from now by budgeting, saving, and investing. However, don't forget that life is short and deny yourself small life pleasures. Treat yourself every once in a while. This video will discuss ways to help you get in a budgeting mindset, budgeting tips, and what you will gain by budgeting. But before that, let's understand what budgeting is. What is budgeting? Budgeting is not a term that many like to associate with, as they feel that it sucks the fun out of life. Because of this, many people choose not to budget, robbing themselves of the ability to learn the power of saving and controlling their finances. Having a budget helps you track your income and expenses and ensures that you have money set aside for your savings. If you want to start investing, budgeting will ensure that you have funds set aside for your investment kitty every month. Why is budgeting crucial to saving money? Budgeting is a fundamental pillar of personal finance, and as we all know, money touches every aspect of our lives. And by creating a spending plan, you will be able to determine where your money is being spent. This will help you eliminate bad spending habits and put more money into your savings to reach your goals. It would be best if you started budgeting as early as possible, as this will help you be in control of your future finances, enabling them to prosper. That is why budgeting and saving go hand in hand. How to get your mindset focused on budgeting. Determine why you want to start budgeting. According to data collected by Credit Loan, only a third of American households adhere to a strict budget, while the rest live paycheck to paycheck. Therefore, by choosing to start budgeting, you are joining the minority who are after financial freedom. Although budgeting is an excellent way to track expenses and save, you must define your goals before starting this journey. Some of the reasons people choose to budget include: to save more money, to save for investment, reduce their spending, end fight between couples, to break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, to stop living above and beyond your means, to have a better grasp of their finances. This may seem like a silly practice to you, but your mindset and motivation play an essential role in handling money. Get an understanding of your spending habits. To create a successful budget plan, you must clearly understand your spending habits. If not, your spending plan will be nothing but a wish list. So, how do you get a view of your spending habits? Create a spreadsheet, and every time you make a purchase, note it down. It might be time-consuming, but it will give a clear picture of where your money goes. Besides, it's the most effective method, because if you wait after a week or end month to fill out your expenses, you may find that you've forgotten some. Better yet, keep all your receipts. Alternatively, you can use a tracking app such as Pocket Guard or Mint to track your spending by linking your bank account and credit cards. Ensure that you label each purchase correctly to assess at the end of the month successfully. Set clear and realistic financial goals. After knowing why you want to start budgeting and clearly understand your expenses, the next step is to set clear financial goals. It would be better if you had specific amounts to work with. Most common goals are to pay off debts, buy a car, build a house, save for retirement/investment, emergency fund, and vacation. Whichever goals you set for yourself, ensure they are realistic and attainable. Make sure that you input the specific amount you need to save to reach your goals, because the more specific you are, the higher the chances of achieving them. Choose a budgeting plan that works for you. There are different types of budgets, and you need to choose the one that fits your needs. These include a zero-based spending plan. This is one of the most popular budget plans. And it means that every dollar you earn gets assigned to a specific task. This means that you will have some going into your savings as well as expenses. Although it helps curb overspending, it can be a little bit restrictive. 50-30-20 budget plan. This is best if you want a little flexibility over your finances. Because 50% is geared towards needs such as rent, debt payment, and food. At the same time, 30% is allocated to entertainment and 20% for savings. You can automate your savings to ensure that you do not shift away from your goals. How to create a budget. Best tips to get yourself started with budgeting? 1. Track your income and spending. If you want your spending plan to work, you have to carefully track your income and how you spend it for several months. You will miss some points, but don't worry because it does not have to be perfect. You just need to try, and you'll nail it down with time, depending on the method of payment you use. You can easily track it by recording your expenses on a spreadsheet. You can track card payments by downloading your bank app to get a statement and see where the money has been spent. Alternatively, you can download free spending tracker apps from Play Store. 2. Use paper and pen before switching to digital apps. If you are just starting with budgeting, it's best to start simple with just a pen and paper. This will help you get a rough idea of how you are spending your income. You can use this method for a few months. And once you get the hang of it, you can switch to free budgeting apps or any other user-friendly paid budgeting. 3. Adjust your budget in areas where you overspend. After analyzing your expenses, you must have noticed that you can do without some, so adjust them. You can choose to eliminate them or reduce the amount. For instance, if you spend more than $400 on entertainment, you can reduce it to $200 and allocate it to your savings account. This way, you will reach your goals sooner. 4. Decide how much to allocate to savings. Since you are just starting budgeting, the likelihood of having a lot of money allocated to savings is slim. Don't worry, it's better to start small than not to start at all. It would be best to start with a small amount as it will get you in the habit of saving and increasing little by reducing other categories. Alternatively, if you have a flexible schedule, you can try looking for another job to increase your income, giving you extra money to allocate to savings to secure your future. The best way to succeed in saving is before you do anything with the money after paying fixed expenses. To pay yourself first, because if you want to save after having done all expenses, you will not have any cash left. 5. Automate your savings. It's best to automate your savings the minute your salary hits your account, just like your fixed expenses such as mortgage and car loan. Automate your savings. This will help you get into the habit of saving. Alternatively, you can get an accountability buddy who will call you out and make you accountable for making choices that will blow your budget. 6. Emergency Fund Kitty. Chances are, you do not have an emergency fund since you've been living life on the fast lane. So to start, you must include an emergency fund in your budget. Every person should have an emergency fund because it helps in times of crisis and stops you from relying on credit cards with very high interest rates. We all know emergencies can happen anytime, and having money to fall back on removes the stress. This means that to build an emergency fund that can sustain you for 6 months, you will have to give several luxuries for the next few months. But it will be all worth it. You can build your starter emergency fund of $1,000 and increase it as time goes by. 7. Pay off debts. As you fund your emergency fund, you should also start paying off your debts. This would be gruesome if you had been used to living on loans, and you would feel like you are being restricted, but it is all for your own good. You can reduce your spending on several areas, including eating out, clothing, subscriptions, electronics, and appliances. You can start with high-interest debts. 8. Get your family involved. If your family is omitted when making your spending plan, then chances of succeeding are minimal because they will not understand why you are cutting down on things they were used to. So, sit down together and have a healthy discussion about budgeting and make a spending plan that you can all stick to. Help them learn between wants and need, as this will help shift the way they think about money. Needs are the things you must have to live, and wants are things we desire but do not need. Therefore, if you need to save more money, you will have to expend less money on wants. It will be hard to get used to at first, but practice self-control and try to stay away from wants triggers, and you'll be all good. However, don't deny yourself altogether. It's good to splurge once in a while, but make a list of your wants before doing that. Then take a few days to ponder which want comes first, because you can't satisfy all of them. 9. Keep tracking your expenses and adjusting your spending plan as need. Budgeting is not for the faint-hearted, so keep monitoring your spending, adjusting, because it will take time to have a perfect spending plan. And most of all, don't give up, because budgeting can give you financial freedom. How will budgeting help you? It gives you control over your finances. It helps you uncover your spending patterns and cut off unhealthy ones. It enables you to get started on your emergency fund. It offers you financial freedom as it allows you to save and invest for your future. Budgeting offers transparency in marriages, thus reducing arguments related to money. It allows you to live a worry-free life because you know your future is secured. In case of an emergency, you have extra money tucked away. Final thoughts. Every person desires a financially secure future, but very few people act on it. Start budgeting and saving today, and you will be one step closer. To be successful in budgeting, you will need to have the right mindset, as discussed in the video. And starting with a small amount is better than not starting at all. So, follow these tips and create a spending plan around your goals and stick to it, and with time, you will be happy that you started, as you see your savings begin to grow. However, don't let your money sit in the bank, start investing.